Hey, basketball fans, welcome back to Tips and Streams, your go-to spot for the hottest NBA regular season predictions. I'm Kokan, and I'm here to break down today's matchups and give you the edge you need to make the best bets. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video. Your support means the world to us. Remember, our channel has no sponsors and relies solely on the love and support of viewers like you. Even a small donation by pressing the thanks button under the video helps us keep bringing you top-notch content every day. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and fellow basketball enthusiasts. And we love hearing from you, so drop a comment below and let us know what you want to see in our forecasts. Your feedback helps us improve and bring you the content you crave. Let's jump right into today's NBA predictions. We've got some exciting games lined up, so stay tuned and let's get that winning streak going. Today we have predictions for 4 NBA games. The first prediction for today is for a game between the Detroit Pistons and Charlotte Hornets. The Detroit Pistons hit the road to square off against the Charlotte Hornets in a rematch that's shaping up to be a showdown between two young squads finding their groove. Detroit's 7-9 record might not jump off the page, but it's a clear step up from recent seasons. Cade Cunningham has been the Pistons' ace, stepping into the spotlight as the franchise cornerstone many expected when he was drafted first overall. Posting nightly numbers of 23.3 points, 7.3 dimes, and 8.8 boards, Cunningham's versatility on both ends of the court makes him a serious problem for opponents. November has been his highlight reel, as he's been delivering clutch performances to anchor Detroit's game plan. On the defensive side, Detroit's been locking it down, ranking top 10 in points allowed at 110.9 per game. They've been bringing the heat lately, holding their last 3 opponents under 110 points and under 46% shooting. Discipline has been key. They're not giving freebies at the stripe. Against Charlotte, who leans heavily on LaMelo Ball, the Pistons will need to keep that defensive sharpness. Ball is the Hornets' engine, but if Detroit can disrupt his flow and limit his scoring, it could shift the momentum in their favor. Coming off a tough loss to the Bulls, Detroit will aim to bounce back strong. Wins over the Raptors and Wizards recently show they've got the chops to compete, and a victory in Charlotte could be a springboard as they eye tougher competition ahead. Charlotte's sitting at 5-9, but plays with more swagger at home, boasting a 4-3 record and a 3-game win streak in their gym. Their earlier one-point thriller over the Pistons adds some spice to this rematch. LaMelo Ball continues to be their headline act, flirting with 30 points and dishing 6.6 assists per night. But the Hornets' supporting cast has been streaky at best. Brandon Miller's return has added a spark, but consistency remains elusive. Their small ball lineup, with Grant Williams and Miles Bridges, could run into trouble against Detroit's physical edge. Charlotte loves to let it fly from downtown. They're second in attempts, but sit middle of the pack in percentage. When the threes don't fall, the wheels tend to come off for the Hornets. Detroit's got payback on the brain after a last-second bucket from Miller handed them a gut-punch loss in their last meeting. Cunningham's ability to lock in on Ball, especially beyond the arc, will be crucial. Combine that with Detroit's defensive discipline and balanced attack, and the Pistons have a real shot to flip the script. They've shown more resilience and snagged bigger wins than Charlotte this season, making them a tough out in this matchup. This one could be a nail-biter, but I like the Pistons' chances. Their defense, Cunningham's leadership, and their hunger for revenge should tip the scales in Detroit's favor. With momentum on the line, I see them grinding out a gritty road win in what promises to be a barn burner. The second prediction for today is for a game between the Minnesota Timberwolves and Toronto Raptors. Tonight, it's a north-of-the-border showdown as the Minnesota Timberwolves roll into Toronto to take on the Raptors. Both squads are chasing momentum, with Minnesota riding high on a 2-game winning streak against Phoenix and Sacramento, while Toronto is coming off a much-needed home victory against Indiana. Let's dig into the nitty-gritty of this matchup. Minnesota's offense has been firing on all cylinders lately, torching the scoreboard for 125 points per game over their last 2 contests. They've been lights out from the field, shooting 49.5% overall and draining 42% of their looks from deep. Anthony Edwards is the engine behind this offensive surge, putting up 28.1 points a night, 8th in the league, and nailing a career-best 42.4% from 3. The guy's been unstoppable and looks like he's just getting started. While the Wolves have shown they can close out tight games, like their recent nail-biter against a depleted Suns team, depth could be their Achilles heel. With a slim 8-man rotation and the status of veteran Mike Conley up in the air, they might run out of gas on the road. Speaking of road games, Minnesota's travels haven't exactly been smooth sailing. They've stumbled in spots, including losses to Portland, and barely eked out a win over Sacramento. Tonight gives them a shot at proving they can bring their A game away from home. Toronto, meanwhile, has struggled to lock things down defensively. They're letting teams run wild, ranking near the league's basement in points allowed, and giving up way too many freebies at the line. Opponents are living at the stripe, and that's been their Achilles heel. On the flip side, RJ Barrett has been a lone bright spot for the Raptors. He's averaging 23.2 points and 6.5 dimes per game, and has delivered some monster performances lately, including a triple-double against Boston and a 39-point eruption versus Indiana. With Scotty Barnes and Emmanuel Quickley both sidelined, the Raptors will lean heavily on Barrett to shoulder the load. The key for Toronto? Defense. If they can clamp down and hold Minnesota to under 115 points, a tall task, they might keep this one within striking distance. Minnesota comes in as 6-point favorites, and they've got the firepower to cover that spread. But history says to tread carefully. Recent road struggles and an upcoming clash with the Celtics could lead to a trap game scenario. Toronto, on the other hand, has embraced the underdog role, often keeping games close even in defeat. Earlier this season, they lost to Minnesota by 11, but still managed to cover a bigger spread. When all's said and done, I've got faith in Minnesota's offense, led by Edwards, to seal the deal. The Wolves should take this one and cover the spread, continuing their hot streak. For Toronto, it's likely another tough L, but a scrappy effort could be a small step forward in a bumpy season.
Welcome to BetUS, Sportsbook and Casino, your ultimate hub for secure and thrilling sports betting and casino gaming. BetUS is one of the oldest and most reliable online sportsbooks in the U.S., serving millions of clients all over the globe each month. BetUS, trusted for over 30 years, offers huge welcome bonuses, countless betting options, and many deposit and payout methods. Depositing funds is a breeze and safe, with a minimum deposit of just $10. Payouts are fast and hassle-free, beginning at only $50. Choose from various payout options like MoneyGram, couriered check, cryptocurrency, or bank wire. Signing up is quick and easy. For signing up, you can use the link in the description and enjoy a generous 125% welcome bonus of up to $3,000. By signing up using the link in the description, you'll also support us as we earn a small commission from your registration at BetUS. Thank you for supporting us. Join now and start winning.
The third prediction for today is for a game between the Utah Jazz and San Antonio Spurs. The San Antonio Spurs are set to host the Utah Jazz, and this game feels like a showdown of two teams still trying to find their groove. The Spurs are coming in hot, riding the momentum of a dominant win over the Oklahoma City Thunder, while the Jazz are limping in after 3 straight road losses, including a crushing defeat to the Lakers where they erased a 25-point hole only to fumble in crunch time. Let's break this one down inning by inning. The Jazz are still swinging to find their stride this season. They've got 5 players putting up double figures, with John Collins leading the pack at 17.5 points a night and Lauri Markkanen right behind with 17.3. Markkanen is their big bat, but the lineup has struggled to hit for average. They're sitting 24th in three-point percentage and dead last in shot attempts per game. Translation, they're struggling to get on base offensively. Walker Kessler, their ace on defense, is day-to-day, which puts a big hole in their interior game. Without him, John Collins needs to carry the load on the glass, where he's been solid with 7.8 rebounds per game. Rookie Keone George has been showing flashes as the team's setup man, leading with 5.5 assists per game, but he's got to up his game to keep the Jazz competitive. Defensively, the Jazz have been leaving way too many balls in the strike zone. Open looks and second chance points have been killing them. If they want to turn things around, they'll need to tighten the screws. The Spurs, on the other hand, seem to be finding their rhythm. They've got 6 players averaging double figures, and rookie phenom Victor Wembanyama has been their MVP, leading in points, 22.7, rebounds, 10.5, and blocks, 3.7. But here's the twist: Wembanyama is questionable for this matchup, and his absence would leave a big gap in both their lineup and defense. If he's out, players like Devin Vassell, 16.3 points per game, and Jeremy Sochan, 7.7 rebounds per game, will have to step up to the plate. Chris Paul has been a steady hand for San Antonio, running the offense like a veteran pitcher working the mound, dishing out 8.5 assists per game. His leadership will be crucial, especially if Wembanyama sits. The Spurs' defense has been solid, holding opponents to 45.6% shooting and cutting down on free throws, 2 areas where Utah usually tries to get their runs. At home, the Spurs have been tough to beat, sporting a 6-3 record and averaging 114.6 points per game. Their success has come from a disciplined approach, both in making the right plays on offense and locking down on defense. This game will likely be decided by which team handles the absences of key players better. If Wembanyama doesn't play, the Spurs will lean on their depth and defensive edge. For the Jazz, missing Walker Kessler and possibly Jordan Clarkson makes it hard to see how they'll break through San Antonio's defensive setup. My call? This feels like a low-scoring battle where the Spurs control the tempo and crash the boards to seal the deal. Even without Wembanyama, they've got the tools to take care of business at home. Back San Antonio to notch the win and keep building momentum. They're poised to cover that 2.5-point spread and keep solidifying their identity as a team to watch. Before we move on, I have a quick favor to ask. If you're enjoying the content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing might seem like a small action, but it actually makes a big impact for us. Plus, it's completely free for you. Have you clicked that subscribe button? Awesome, thank you so much for your support. Now let's dive back into the video. The fourth prediction for today is for a game between the Orlando Magic and Los Angeles Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers and Orlando Magic square off in a showdown between two red-hot squads, both riding impressive 6-game winning streaks. These teams couldn't be more different in how they've strung together their success. The Lakers have been swinging for the fences with their offensive firepower, while the Magic have been locking things down with league-leading defense. This clash of strategies promises a thrilling contest. Orlando's defense has been nothing short of stellar, holding opponents to just 102.2 points per game, tops in the league. Their ability to shut down the opposition has been the backbone of their streak, despite missing key pieces like Paolo Banchero and Wendell Carter Jr., but let's not sugarcoat it, their road to this game has been grueling. Coming off a tough loss to the Clippers last night, the Magic are now facing the dreaded back-to-back, a scenario that's hard on any team, let alone one without some of its heavy hitters. The West Coast swing, following a cushy stretch of home games, might finally take its toll on their stamina, especially in the late innings of this game. The Lakers, on the other hand, are smashing it offensively, putting up 117.5 points per game during their streak. Anthony Davis has been a monster in the paint, controlling the boards and scoring with ease, while LeBron James continues to dish dimes and keep the offense firing on all cylinders. Their defense might be more of a leaky bullpen, allowing 116 points a game, but their offensive arsenal has been enough to outslug their opponents. Add home court advantage and fresh legs to the mix, and the Lakers are looking like they're in a prime position to capitalize on a worn-down Magic squad. This game could hinge on a few key plays. Anthony Davis is likely to be a nightmare for Orlando's interior defense, especially without Wendell Carter Jr. in the lineup. The Magic may have to double down in the paint, which could leave shooters like Austin Reeves wide open to knock down triples. On the flip side, the Magic's top-notch perimeter defense might disrupt the Lakers' flow, but with tired legs from last night, it's a tall order to maintain their usual intensity. The absence of Paolo Banchero adds another wrinkle. The Magic have shown resilience without him, but replacing his scoring and playmaking is a tall task. The Lakers might even get a boost with Rui Hachimura potentially returning, adding depth and versatility to their rotation. Given all these factors, I'm confident the Lakers have the upper hand. The Magic's defense is elite, no doubt about it, but playing catch-up against a rested Lakers team loaded with offensive talent is a mountain to climb, especially after a grueling game just 24 hours ago. I see the Lakers extending their winning streak and covering the 4.5-point spread with room to spare. Orlando has been a joy to watch this season, but this feels like one roadblock too many. The Lakers should handle business and walk away with a convincing win.